you.
All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have a tremendous, gifted artist. She is currently signed to Naughty by Nature's illtown Sluggaz. We have the one and only Nicole Michelle right here, live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Hi, guys. I am wonderful. How are you?
Doing best as I can be down here in Canada. I actually noticed out there in New York, you guys are actually open back up, doing shows and whatnot. I gotta say, us Canadians across the pond are definitely looking at you guys jealously.
Honestly, I don't blame you because we were there for a while too, and I was so down because, that's my passion is performing for everyone live, and not being able to do that for so long was insane. So I am hoping for you guys that you guys get to experience the shows again and everything.
And I have to ask, did you actually perform any shows during the COVID-19 pandemic? Because me personally, I tried to go to some concerts, but they kept getting like canceled left, right, and center. I have to ask, like, if you have, what was it like just actually performing during a pandemic? Like, was it very different than a regular performance?
Yeah, so I will tell you, COVID honestly had like a stop to almost everything. There were quite literally a few shows that I did during the period of like 2020 and 2021, the beginning of 2021. And it was really just not like it used to be. When 2019, I actually performed with Naughty by Nature at the New Kids on the Block mixtape tour, and it was insane. That was pre-COVID, people everywhere. One of the best memories. During COVID, it's like you're in a small room. Everybody is like far apart. Everybody is masked on. You can't see if they're enjoying themselves. Um, and, I totally understand it's for the safety of everyone, but it just wasn't like it used to be. But we're starting to come back. And with technology and Oculus being released and everything, we're being able to do safe virtual concerts as well, which is something totally new, but definitely fun. And I'm looking forward to doing more of those, but I just can't wait to be back doing tours and, huge shows.
And also, I want to take you back to a much simpler time, definitely for yourself, but back to the beginning of your amazing career this far. And I have to ask, like, what actually made you decide to pursue a career in the music industry? Because I got to say, you have such a phenomenal voice.
Thank you so much. So I started singing when I was about 11 years old, and I just, kind of got into it doing lessons and whatnot like any kid would, and I decided to do a competition to do the national anthem for some of the bigger sports games in, our area. And I was able to do the Patriots, the Celtics, all the places in my area. And from there, I was like, okay, like I got the national anthem down, but I want to do more than just this. So we started recording my own stuff and, got in touch with different people. Eventually I got in touch with KG, and we started working together, and Vinny as well. And it's just been awesome ever since. The guys are so amazing. And we just have fun. And, yeah.
And when you actually brought up the Patriots a few moments ago, that was actually next in my question list. When I read that, I got to say, that is absolutely phenomenal for any artist to actually do. I have to ask, what was it like actually just performing the national anthem at the New England Patriots game? Like, what was it, a sold-out arena, or was it one of the games where there wasn't that many people?
So, funny story, this was my first, huge thing, and it was a preseason game. And I was only 11, 12 years old. This was 2014. And that was the moment that I knew that I wanted to pursue this path, is when, and yeah, no, there were a lot of people there. It was a preseason game, but there was a lot of people. And I just remember, looking around and being like, oh my gosh, I want to hear this applause every day. I want to feel this, light on me. I loved it, and I knew ever since.
And also, as well, as we already know, you're currently signed to illtown Sluggaz, Naughty by Nature's record label. I know you briefly brought that up a moment ago, but I have to ask, what is the origin story behind that, of how you initially got that record deal with the one and only New Jersey's finest, Naughty by Nature?
So this is such a funny story. Well, maybe not that funny, but it's kind of crazy that when I was 12 years old, I went into New York to go and, talk to some different people in the music business, see if anyone wanted to work with me and whatnot, and I was supposed to go meet up with KG that day. And something happened, the schedule was off, and we ended up not meeting. So flash forward, when I was about 16 years old, I went to one of their shows. I think it was the I Love the 90s tour. And I met them backstage, and I was like, hey guys, like, so excited to meet you and whatnot. And he was like, yeah, like, let's get in the studio. So we did, and originally we did, I think it was 2 songs, and it was just supposed to be like those 2 songs, and then they decided, they're like, all right, like, let's do more because this is getting awesome. And we've been working ever since. And I love the guys. They're like my family. And, they're really, like, you see them on screen and whatnot, but KG and Vinny are seriously the nicest people you've ever met in your entire life, and they would do anything for anyone.
And I gotta say, I definitely agree on that part, actually. A couple years ago, I actually had the opportunity to interview Vinrock, and I was probably the most nervous wreck. That was probably one of the most nerve-wracking interviews I personally did. But once you start talking with Vinny, I'm pretty sure you can actually, like, relate to this. It just comes naturally. He's just so nice and straightforward, and such a tremendous individual.
Yeah. And, something funny, too, is, like, you meet him in person, you see him on screen and on shows, and he's, like, outgoing and loud and fun, and you meet him in person, he's just, like, this quiet, nice man. He really is a very nice person, and he would really do anything for anyone.
And also, aside from you actually being a tremendous artist, you are also an actor as well. That in the year 2019, you actually portrayed the character Harper in the movie Bernie the Dolphin 2. I was wondering, what originally made you decide to venture into the acting aspect of the entertainment industry? And of course, how did that role with Bernie originally come to be for you?
So, I feel like everything that I do in my career, I don't, like, choose to do. I just kind of end up there, and I'm like, oh, okay. But, so originally, I was doing the soundtrack for Bernie the Dolphin 1, and I flew out to California. We recorded some music for it, and I guess everyone just loved me as a person, and they were like, okay, listen, we have this role in Bernie the Dolphin 2, and we think you would be great. And I was like, okay, I'm in, you know what I mean? And I ended up doing the soundtrack for Bernie the Dolphin 2 as well, and then I flew out to Florida, and I had a little role with Harper as well.
And I have to ask, like, how was it on set? Like, was it different transitioning into acting? Because, of course, you're an artist, that comes naturally. Did the acting come naturally for you as well, or did you have to go to, like, acting classes?
Yeah, so originally with that role, I did a few classes, and I just it was so new to me, and I flew down there, and I had a few classes. They said I was a natural, and I was like, thank you. And I flew down there, and it was freezing. It was so new, but it was great. Ever since then, I have been taking some classes basically every other week, and some other ones just to stay fresh, and yeah. But I definitely don't feel like it came as natural as singing. Singing is kind of just, in me.
And also, as well, on January 11th of this year, KG actually posted a photo on Instagram of yourself alongside Donnie Wahlberg on the set of Blue Bloods. I was wondering if you could actually tell our listeners a bit more about that experience, and of course, how did you originally land that role on that primetime television show? Because I got to say, I've been watching that from the start, so it definitely is a huge show.
Yeah, Blue Bloods is awesome. So I have known Donnie for a while, obviously, through KG and Vinny, and he's always been so kind and always, supporting my stuff, supporting my music. But this is actually a funny story. I did not get on the show because of him. I actually auditioned for this role, and I ended up getting it, and he did not know until I was in New York, and we called him and let him know, and he was like, oh my God, and yeah, and so he texted me, and I ended up getting to go hang out with him for a little while, and he's another one of those people where you like see him and you can be like intimidated or whatever, but he's such a nice man, like just like Vinny, just like Kay, like really nice people, and yeah, so it's just a little role, but it was such an amazing experience getting to go on set of Blue Bloods because, you see the TV show, it's been on for 12 seasons, and everybody I know and their mom watches the show. So for me to be able to tell people, like, I'm on this huge show, so amazing. I had such an incredible experience. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about Donnie. I can't say enough good things about Blue Bloods, and all the people were so kind.
And I have to ask as well, did you actually get the opportunity to actually meet the one and only Tom Selleck while actually on set of that show?
I didn't. I wanted to so bad because I feel like he's just the nicest person. He seems like, but I did not get to meet him. He was not filming on the same day as me.
And before we move off the topic of Blue Bloods quickly, because I do know that there has to be some listeners out there that are listening live right now that watch this particular show, I have to ask, did your episodes already air? And if they haven't, when are they expected to actually make it onto TV?
So my episode is season 12, episode 14. And it was, I believe it's supposed to be this Friday, but I did read something online that says there might be a delay because of the Olympics. I'm not sure. I wish I could tell you, but I guess we're just going to find out at the same time when someone texts me that they saw me on Blue Bloods, and I'm just going to be like, oh, no way.
And also, as well, going back to the music side of things, I also read that you actually had the opportunity to share the stage with another iconic boy band, the Backstreet Boys. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that particular show, and of course, did you get the opportunity to meet them before or after your performance?
Yeah, so I did the Kiss 108 concert, I believe it was 2019. And it was awesome. Dua Lipa was there, Noah Cyrus was there, Marshmello was there, obviously the Backstreet Boys were there, which is like insane. So I performed my little set, and then as I was leaving, I saw Backstreet Boys, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta grab a picture. So we only talked for a couple minutes, but the guys were so nice. Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. They were so kind. We grabbed a picture, and they went on their way.
And I have to ask, because by the sounds of it, you sounded like a huge fan of them. Like, when you first met them, who were you most excited to actually be in front of? Which member was your favorite?
I'm going to say AJ because of his vibe.
I gotta say, I definitely agree with that. He definitely is a versatile artist. He actually like raps, sings. He does pretty much almost everything. He's definitely a versatile versatile artist.
Yeah, and personally, when you meet him, he is so like laid back, cool. His nails were painted, and I was just like, I gotta say, I am loving the nails, and he's like, thank you. He was just so nice. Yeah, can't say enough good things about them.
And also as well, on September 30th of 2020, yourself and Loud Jackson actually released a collaborative single titled Alert. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about this phenomenal song. And of course, where can our listeners buy or stream themselves a copy of this particular single if they haven't already done so?
Yeah, so Alert is a really, really cool song. Loud Jackson wrote this song, sent it to me, and I was like, oh my god, I am obsessed. We need to get in the studio now and record this. And we did. It was awesome, and we left his part on there just because I felt like it really fit. And I mean, yeah, I've loved it ever since. It's a real hip hop kind of song, and it's just something you can share with your buddies and listen to. You can stream it anywhere that you stream your music. I use Apple Music personally, but you could use Spotify. You could use Amazon, whatever. Yeah.
And I gotta say, you guys had such phenomenal chemistry on that particular song, and I do encourage everybody that is listening, if you haven't heard it, make sure you go stream it, and if you like it, most definitely add it to your favorite Spotify playlist.
Thank you. Yeah, he's an amazing writer. He dances like crazy. His range is phenomenal, and he's just a nice guy, really.
And also as well, with just Valentine's Day around the corner, I've noticed this on your website, and I figure this is probably the best question to actually ask, that you actually have your own jewelry company. And I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about your company? And of course, how can our listeners actually purchase some of your jewelry brand for their special someone this Valentine's Day season?
Absolutely. So I started working with Holly from Dune Jewelry a few years ago, and we just kind of talked about maybe doing some shows and whatnot, and they could, sell their jewelry and whatnot. And then it kind of got more of, okay, like maybe we could design some Nicole Michelle jewelry, and we ended up doing that. And my jewelry line has quite a few different designs. We have a butterfly, a dragonfly. We have Reach for the Stars, which is like star hoops and star necklaces, and we have a ton of stuff. And if you'd like to go look at it, it's dunejewelry.com, and you're just going to go into collections, go into Nicole Michelle, and all my stuff is there. I wear it every day, and it's so high quality and nice, and I love the company so much.
And I have to ask, what is next for yourself, aside from the music, the amazing music that you're working on, your jewelry company? What is next for yourself, Nicole Michelle? Is there anything we happen to miss during this broadcast that you still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you on the Canadian FM dial this evening.
Well, I am going to California next week, actually. I will be doing the halftime show for a celebrity flag football game the day before the Super Bowl. It is going to be amazing, and I cannot wait. After that, I will be going to New York the next week, and I will be doing another Oculus concert with the illtown Sluggaz crew. And I guess after that, we'll just have to see. Hopefully I'll be doing some more music. Hopefully I'll be doing more jewelry, more acting. You can all stay tuned on my Instagram, Nicole Michelle Sings, or my Facebook, Nicole Michelle.
And also, Nicole, I know you just dropped your Facebook and your Instagram, but I have to ask as well, like, this is the time in the interview that I do give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves, just like a chance to give, like, shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to. But if you do have any other social media handles, like a TikTok or anything like that, if you can, drop those as well. That way our listeners can follow you all across the board.
Absolutely. My YouTube, I believe, is Nicole Michelle. If you just look up Nicole Michelle, you will find me. And my TikTok is Nicole Michelle Sings.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, Nicole, thank you so much for just giving us your time this evening during your very, very busy schedule. It truthfully was an honor and most definitely a privilege. I got to say, definitely have yourself a wonderful night, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed talking to you, and thank you so much for having me.
You are most certainly welcome. Definitely have yourself a wonderful night. Thank you so much again, Nicole.
You too. Take care.